The movie begins by showing a boy named Bruce Lee, who had just left the temple and was walking home alone. On his way, he passed by a row of scary devil statues. Bruce noticed that one of the statues seemed to be moving, so he stared at it. Frightened, young Bruce ran back to the temple, but the door suddenly closed. He tried to find another way out, but then a guard statue appeared at the end of the road and tried to attack him. Meanwhile, Bruce's father, Lee Hoi-chun, woke up from a bad dream about his son. Worried, he went to Bruce's room to check on him. Lee Hoi-chun felt relieved to see that Bruce was safe and still asleep. According to their ancestral beliefs, Lee Hoi-chun placed some bagua near the window to protect his son from any evil spirits that might disturb him. The next morning, Lee Hoi-chun suggested that Bruce meet a Wing Chun teacher named Yip Man. Yip Man would train Bruce in Chinese martial arts as he grew up. During the Lantern Festival in 1961, many people gathered to celebrate and dance together. While the festivities were underway, a group of foreign sailors arrived, and one of them, named Bon, appeared to be forcing a woman to dance with him against her will. Coincidentally, Bruce was also at the party and immediately intervened, asking Bon to stop his actions. However, Bon refused and attempted to fight Bruce. Using his Wing Chun skills, Bruce was able to defend himself against foreign sailors. In the midst of the altercation, Bon's accomplice threw a knife at Bruce, but Bruce quickly retrieved a chain weapon and immobilized the sailor. As the fight concluded, Bruce heard the sound of approaching police and swiftly made his escape. Bruce decided to make his way home by climbing the wall and entering his room through the window. To his surprise, his father Hoi-chun was waiting for him, knowing that Bruce had been involved in a fight that left a sailor seriously injured and hospitalized. Due to the police actively searching for Bruce, Hoi-chun urged his son to leave Hong Kong immediately. Hoi-chun also revealed a secret to Bruce, explaining that he had an older brother who passed away at birth because his soul was possessed by a demon that appeared in a dream. Worried about Bruce's safety, Hoi-chun arranged for Bruce to go to America that very night. Bruce was thrilled to hear this news and eagerly listened as Hoi-chun explained that Bruce's birth certificate, showing he was born in San Francisco while Hoi-chun worked for an opera company, would need to be presented to immigration officers. Additionally, Hoi-chun provided some money to assist Bruce on his journey to America by sea. In 1962, in San Francisco, Bruce found employment as a dishwasher at a restaurant. Unfortunately, many of his co-workers did not appreciate his presence, and even Mr. Ho accidentally dropped a bottle of soy sauce, expecting Bruce to clean it up. Bruce, not wanting to cause any trouble, obediently carried out the task. Despite living in America, Bruce maintained a strong connection to his roots. After finishing work, he would often train his Wing Chun skills on the beach. On one occasion, while riding his bicycle to deliver food to a college, Bruce became intrigued by the idea of furthering his education at the college. This newfound aspiration motivated him to work even harder and save money for his college tuition. The scene shifts to the restaurant where Bruce works. He is approached by a woman named Ho, who suddenly throws a frying pan at him, causing Bruce to become upset and retaliate by kicking Ho. This action angers Ho's coworkers, who come to his defense and attack Bruce. However, using his Wing Chun skills, Bruce skillfully evades the knife attacks from his fellow workers. Unfortunately, due to a momentary lapse in his concentration, Ho manages to cut Bruce's arm, intensifying Bruce's anger. He fights back fiercely, rendering Ho completely incapacitated. Shortly after the fight is broken up by Miss Yang, she calls Bruce to her room. In addition to paying his salary, Miss Yang provides him with a contact number, as she is aware of Bruce's intention to pursue further education at a college. After some time, Bruce is delighted to be a college student and begins attending classes. During his breaks, he continues to maintain his physical training by exercising in the campus gymnasium. One day, a group of young men, including Joe Henderson, notices Bruce practicing with a gym tool. Joe attempts to intimidate Bruce and take over the equipment, but Bruce instead challenges Joe to a fight. Confident in his abilities, Joe engages in a fight with Bruce. However, despite his efforts, Joe repeatedly fails to land successful attacks on Bruce. Eventually, Joe's friends join in to assist him against Bruce, but they too are easily defeated by Bruce. When Bruce exits the gym, he is approached by Joe's friends, Benny Sales and Tad Overton. Bruce initially expects them to challenge him to another fight, but to his surprise, they express a desire to learn Wing Chun from him. Before long, in the campus front yard, Bruce begins teaching Wing Chun techniques to Benny, Tad, and others. He emphasizes the importance of adopting the fluidity of water to overcome the resistance of solid obstacles when mastering Wing Chun. During the training session, a fellow college student named Linda approaches Bruce and expresses her interest in joining the martial arts class. Bruce gladly welcomes her, stating that anyone, including Linda, is welcome to learn Wing Chun. A few days later, during the next training session, Linda has joined the group. As Bruce demonstrates a fight, Linda, now his sparring partner, manages to successfully bring him down. Bruce explains that he allowed himself to be taken down because he wasn't fully focused on her, emphasizing the importance of maintaining focus during fights. Through their training and interactions, Bruce and Linda grow closer, and Bruce eventually expresses his feelings for her, asking her to be his girlfriend. Later that night, they plan to have a romantic dinner at a fancy restaurant. However, upon arrival, they discover that all the tables are fully occupied. They make the best of the situation by chatting in the bar area instead. During their conversation, Bruce shares his desire to introduce Chinese culture to American society. Afterward, they head to the restaurant where Bruce works to enjoy dinner together. Amidst his hectic college schedule and dedicated Wing Chun practice, Bruce also finds time to go on a movie date with Linda. However, he doesn't seem to enjoy the film, and Linda notices this. Sensing his disinterest, she promptly suggests leaving the cinema. On another day, Bruce invites Linda to a place he calls the Bruce Kung Fu Institute. He explains that he intends to transform it into his residence and a dedicated space for practicing Kung Fu. As time passes, Bruce successfully transforms the place into a training center where many people, increasingly attracted to practicing Kung Fu, join him. The number of participants grows day by day, and the popularity of Bruce's Kung Fu practice spreads. One night, while Bruce is writing in his room, he is startled by a sudden shock, accompanied by the appearance of the demon statue his father had warned him about. Despite his attempts to fight back, Bruce is overpowered and thrown against a wall, rendering him unconscious. Strangely, when Bruce regains consciousness, he finds the room in perfect order, as if the previous incident had been nothing more than a dream. During a visit to Linda's house, Bruce is introduced to her mother, who has already become aware of their relationship. Unfortunately, Linda's mother disapproves of their relationship due to concerns about racial differences and the potential challenges their future child might face in America. Hurt by Linda's mother's words, Bruce decides to leave. However, seeing how deeply Linda loves him, she chooses to follow him and decides to live with him, demonstrating her sincere affection and commitment. In 1964, Bruce and Linda finally tied the knot and got married. Bruce also takes the opportunity to meet with Yang and return the money she had given him for tuition fees, expressing his gratitude. Following their marriage, Bruce and Linda decide to settle in Oakland, California, where they open a Kung Fu school in the city. Before long, Bruce's Kung Fu school begins to flourish, attracting numerous students. However, one day, Linda receives an invitation letter from the Chinese Martial Arts Association in America. She passes the letter to Bruce, drawing their attention to it. During the meeting, Bruce is reprimanded by the association for what they consider a violation of the code of conduct in the Chinese martial arts world. The association accuses Bruce of teaching Chinese culture, including Kung Fu, to individuals who do not have Chinese ancestry. In response, Bruce explains his belief that it is essential to introduce Chinese culture to people from other countries to foster understanding and familiarity. Despite his explanation, the elders of the association remain in disagreement. They propose a challenge to Bruce, asking him to defeat their Chinese martial artists if he wishes to continue teaching Kung Fu to others. Bruce, understanding the gravity of the situation, agrees to their request. On the day of the fight, Bruce's student Jerome warns him to be cautious of his opponent, Johnny Sun, who is known for using cheating tactics during fights. After Bruce and Johnny pay their respects to the elders of the Chinese Martial Association, the fight begins. Initially, they appear to be evenly matched, but eventually, Bruce manages to overpower Johnny and force him to surrender. Bruce, thinking the fight is over, pays his respects to the elders as a sign of victory. However, unbeknownst to Bruce, Johnny suddenly gets up and kicks him in the back. The attack causes a severe spinal injury to Bruce, leading to partial paralysis and the need for intensive medical care. Linda, who was with Bruce, becomes frustrated and upset because he had not informed her about the fight beforehand. She expresses her desire to have a say in Bruce's decisions, but this angers Bruce as he dislikes anyone attempting to control or hinder his pursuit of becoming the best kung fu expert. Upon hearing Linda's suggestion, Bruce becomes receptive to the idea of developing a more modern version of Wing Chun. Additionally, Linda shares the joyful news that she is pregnant with their first child, bringing happiness to both of them. Several months later, Bruce and Linda successfully develop Wing Chun into a new martial art style called Jeet Kune, created by Bruce himself. Shortly after, Linda gives birth to a baby boy, whom they name Brandon Lee. Despite still being in a wheelchair due to his ongoing spinal injury, Bruce is determined to stand up and hold his son. With great effort and determination, Bruce manages to rise from the wheelchair and walk towards Brandon, fulfilling his wish to see and hold his newborn child. 1 month later, a book detailing Jeet Kune is released, bringing great joy to Bruce and Linda. Their happiness is further amplified when Linda's initially disapproving mother begins to soften, showing her support and even visiting her grandson Brandon. Once Bruce fully recovers from his injuries, he introduces Jeet Kune at a karate college in California. Due to the high demand for proof of Jeet Kune's effectiveness, Bruce confidently declares that he will defeat anyone who dares to face him in the ring within 60 seconds. Johnny, who previously fought Bruce and was defeated, volunteers for the challenge, vowing to beat Bruce in a rematch. Linda cautions Bruce against participating in the fight, but Bruce tries to reassure her that he will be fine and convinces her to trust him. When the match begins, Johnny, aware of Bruce's previous back injury, relentlessly targets Bruce's vulnerable area, causing him apparent pain. However, Bruce refuses to accept defeat and fights back with determination. Despite the challenges, Bruce manages to execute his techniques skillfully and successfully removes Johnny from the ring just before the 60-second mark. This victory not only secures Bruce's win, but also serves as proof of the effectiveness of his martial theory presented in the book Jeet Kune. After the fight concludes, Bruce is approached backstage by a television producer named Bill Krieger. Intrigued by Bruce's exceptional martial skills, Bill offers him a role in his new series, The Green Hornet. Bruce, recognizing the opportunity, accepts the offer. During the filming process, Bruce performs various daring and dangerous scenes, leaving the crew in awe of his mastery of martial arts acquired from China. His skills and abilities in martial arts captivate the onlookers, leaving them impressed and silent. After the successful filming, the crew and cast gather at Bill's house for a celebration party, and Bruce invites Linda to join him. They are seen dancing together, and during the dance, Linda reveals that she is pregnant with their second child, which brings even more joy to Bruce. However, the atmosphere changes when Bill announces that the film they worked on has been canceled, disappointing everyone at the party. Sometime later, Bruce and Linda are watching television when Bruce receives a call informing him of his father's passing. Devastated by the news, Bruce returns to Hong Kong to attend his father's funeral. The memories of the demon figure resurface and trouble Bruce once again, leading him to seek guidance from Yip Man. Yip Man advises Bruce that he must confront and defeat the figure to free his mind from its disturbance. On another day, as Bruce is preparing to return to America, a Hong Kong film producer named Philip Tan appears unexpectedly. Philip is impressed by Bruce's martial skills and offers him the lead role in his upcoming film, The Big Boss. Philip convinces Bruce to stay in Hong Kong for the film project. Seeing this as a valuable opportunity, Bruce accepts the offer and travels to Thailand to start filming The Big Boss. However, during the filming process, Bruce is surprised to find that Johnny's younger brother, Luke, is also part of the cast. Luke harbors a desire for revenge against Bruce for his brother's defeat, and he attacks Bruce during their scenes together. Bruce is compelled to defend himself against Luke's genuine attacks until he ultimately defeats him. In an act of defiance, Bruce destroys the film tape that recorded the fight, symbolizing his triumph over his opponent. After completing the filming, Bruce returns to his father's house, only to be pleasantly surprised by the arrival of Linda and their 2 sons from America. Bruce invites his family to go on a boat ride, enjoying precious time together and cherishing the moments with his wife and children. 1 year later, The Big Boss is released in theaters. Bruce and Linda secretly attend a screening of the film. As they plan to leave before the film ends, they are unexpectedly recognized by the audience. The crowd enthusiastically celebrates Bruce's success, parading him out of the cinema in a joyous celebration of the film's triumph. With his growing success, Bruce becomes renowned as a prominent action actor in Hong Kong, consistently producing films that captivate audiences year after year. One evening, while Bruce is engrossed in writing a script, Bill pays him a visit with an exciting offer. Bill invites Bruce to star in a Hollywood movie titled Enter the Dragon, presenting a remarkable opportunity for Bruce to venture into the realm of international stardom. Due to his demanding film career in Hong Kong, Bruce finds himself sacrificing precious time with his family, leading Linda to make the difficult decision to return to America. Upon learning of Linda's departure, Bruce meets with Philip and expresses his desire to also return to America, emphasizing the importance of not wanting to lose his family. Bruce eventually returns to America and accepts Bill's offer to star in Enter the Dragon. While filming the movie, Bruce finds himself in a subconscious state where he must confront the recurring demonic figure that has haunted him. In his mind, he sees Brandon coming to his aid, and the demon figure attempts to harm Brandon. Driven by the need to protect his son, Bruce battles his fear and discovers that the figure's weakness lies in its neck. Utilizing his nunchaku, Bruce relentlessly targets the vital points of his opponent, ultimately defeating the figure. Upon waking up, Bruce swiftly leaves the set to reunite with his family, eager to be by their side once again. The next day, Bruce prepares to leave for his final day of filming. He bids a heartfelt goodbye to Linda, expressing that it would be his last day working on the film. Before departing, he apologizes to her and professes his deep love. As the film comes to a close, it is revealed that after the completion of Enter the Dragon, Bruce unexpectedly falls into a coma and tragically passes away at the young age of 32. As one of the martial arts legends, his funeral in Hong Kong is attended by over 25,000 people. Subsequently, Linda lays Bruce to rest in America. And so the film concludes, leaving behind a legacy of an extraordinary martial artist and a beloved figure in the world of cinema. The moral of the story is that even if you're a martial arts legend, it's still important to remember to RSVP to family gatherings.